Excuse me. No, civilian. I've been sent here from ATGC. Pleasure to meet you, Snake. Don't worry, this injection won't hurt a bit. What's wrong? You don't like shots? Make no mistake, I'm not a nurse, I am a scientist. It's a combination of nanomachines and an anti-freezing peptide so that your blood and other bodily fluids don't freeze, even at subarctic temperatures. Not just one kind either. There are different types which will replenish the supply of adrenaline, nutrition, and sugar in your bloodstream. I also put some nootropics in there. Nootropics, a class of drugs which will help improve your mental functioning. Yes. It's a type of stimulant. It'll keep you alert and responsive for 12 straight hours. Those nanomachines will also keep your Codex batteries charged up. You're welcome. The DARPA chief has also been injected with a mini transmitter. As you get closer, you should be able to pick up his location on your radar. I'll explain this part. With gene therapy, it becomes easy to remove genes that cause sickness and disease, or, alternatively, to splice in additional genetic material. Yes, we could. And in order to do that, it's helpful if you can study the genetic information of one of the greatest soldiers ever. The man they called the greatest warrior of the 20th century. That's right. We've been working feverishly to identify the genes responsible for his incredible combat skill. So far, we've discovered about 60 of the so-called soldier genes. His body was burned severely, but it was possible to restore his DNA profile from just a single strand of his hair. Yes, we'll use a process that I discovered called gene targeting. The strongest soldiers don't become what they are by acquiring their skills through training or experience. We now know that hereditary factors are far more crucial for creating superior soldiers. I hear the terrorists are calling themselves the Sons of Big Boss. Until they were added, that is. Don't forget, they've all been strengthened with gene therapy. They carry genes which make them excellent soldiers. Don't get careless just because they don't have much experience. Yes, but those are just declarations, not actual treaties. They're calling it a revolution. Apparently, they consulted classified information about the soldier genes and performed their own gene therapy experiments. Well, our gene therapy process is almost completely automated, and besides that, they're all geniuses with IQs over 180. You're the only one who can beat him. Now that I've met you, I know. You've got something that he doesn't. What are you going to do? Huh? How's that sneaking suit working out? Bear with it. It's designed to prevent hypothermia. This is Alaska, you know. An anti-freezing peptide, Snake. All of the genome soldiers in this exercise are using it. Be careful, Snake. The genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision due to their gene therapy. Make sure you don't let them see you. The DARPA chief was injected with the same GPS transmitting nanomachines as you. Seriously, Snake. We're here to back you up, so call if you need some information or advice. Well, if you make it back in one piece, maybe I'll let you do a strip search on me. How did you do that? I don't know. It looked like a heart attack, but no, Snake. The nanomachines are functioning properly. It must have been psychometric interference coming from Psychomantis, Foxhound's psychic. Think of it as a mental feedback loop. Snake, Psychomantis has the power to read people's minds. He got the DARPA chief's detonation code. Hurry up or he'll get Baker's code too. It looked like another heart attack, but... well, there are lots of drugs that can cause a heart attack in large doses. For example, potassium chloride or digoxin. But we won't be able to tell without doing an autopsy. No. Yes. We have no one like that in our unit. Couldn't be. Nothing. Yes. He should have been killed, but he's still alive. It happened before I joined Foxhound's medical staff. They were using a soldier for their gene therapy experiments. It happened right after you retired. My predecessor, Dr. Clark, was in charge. Yes. He started the gene therapy project. He was killed in an explosion in his lab 2 years ago. Apparently, for their test subject, they decided to use the body of a soldier who was recovered after the fall of Zanzibar land. Yes. But they revived him. They fitted him with a prototype exoskeleton and kept him drugged for 4 years while they experimented on him like a plaything. Today's genome soldiers were born from those experiments. They used him to test all sorts of gene therapy techniques. Because it's confidential information. The record said he died in an accident. So you'll fight again? Until you kill him? It's Psycho Mantis. He's controlling Meryl. That tune is his mind control music. That's Psycho Mantis, former KGB psychic. He has powerful psychokinetic and telepathic abilities. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, he came to America looking for a job. He worked with the FBI on several cases as a psychic profiler. But 5 years ago, he was working on the case of a multiple serial murderer, and he got too far into the killer's mind. As a result, he became just like the killer. In any case, after that he became sort of a psychic spy working for the highest bidder. He traveled all around the world. That's when he was recruited by Foxhound. He can read people's minds. He knows every move that you're going to make. He's a master at controlling people, Snake. Don't let him manipulate you. Yes, but why did you go so far out of your way to save her? For Campbell's sake? Or maybe it's because you like her. Oh, really? Since when did anybody's death bother you so much? Colonel? It must be Sniper Wolf, Foxhound's best shooter. I know her. She can wait for hours, days, or weeks. Doesn't matter to her. She's just watching and waiting for you to expose yourself. Snake, can you see Wolf from where you are? Don't you know? There's a tendency toward murder written in your very genes. I wouldn't go that far, but like an animal. Okay, I understand. I'm sorry. You don't think she's been captured, do you? Snake, how's Meryl? Colonel, that's right, Snake. And that's why we can't let this terrorist attack go public. The President has adopted a firm public stance vis-a-vis bioethics. We don't want the existence of the Genome Army to go public. Poor man. Maybe to slow down decomposition? But the Chief only died a few hours ago, right? What could it all be about? I doubt it. Just the nanomachines and the transmitter. Snake, is there anything I can do? Poor Snake. I'll increase the level of painkillers in your blood. Snake, put the controller up against your arm. Don't worry. It'll feel good. Okay, here I go. How does that feel, Snake? A little better? I stimulated your muscle fibers with the nanomachine cilia. That's about all I can do for you. What can I say? I'm not a very good talker. Myself. That's a tough one. That's not a happy topic for me. Where is he? What? Big Boss? So, is it true? Was Big Boss really your father? And you were able to kill him, knowing that? How? That's patricide. Is that why you left Foxhound? Snake. I didn't have a real family either. Just a big brother who put me through school. We weren't even blood related, and he was much older than me. He's dead. Snake. Is there a woman in your life? Friends? Is that it? But didn't you try to kill each other? And you still call yourself friends? That's insane. You knew him well? It makes no sense. Just violence, murdering each other. So if you were friends, then how do you explain the ninja's behavior? It's your genes. They make you predisposed toward violence. I never knew who my parents were, or even what they looked like. I guess I got into genetics because I wanted to figure out why I am the way I am. I thought if I could thoroughly understand DNA, I could get back my identity. I thought that by analyzing a person's genetic information, I could retrieve the blank spots in that person's memory. We're not sure, but we know that a person's genetic fate is determined just by the sequence of the 4 bases in their DNA. Your fate? I'm sorry. I have no idea. Snake. Meryl. She's pretty special to you, huh? That's not what I meant. Is that all? Come on. No, Yes. Yes. He was Japanese, and he became a special undercover investigator to nab the mafia. Sometime in the 50s, I guess. New York, I think. I researched it after I became an adult. My grandfather was already dead by the time I learned about him. I never even had the chance to meet him. Snake. Good luck. You must be exhausted, Snake. Snake, I'm monitoring you closely. Your heart rate is elevated and your breathing is shallow. Snake! It seems he's waiting for you, like a vulture circling its prey. Snake, I don't like it. Please don't go up on the roof. I was so worried. So what's that parachute doing there then? Vulcan Raven is half Native Alaskan American and half Inuit. He was raised as a shaman and they say he has supernatural powers. He crossed over the frozen Bering Sea into Russia, and during the Cold War served as a special operative for Vimpel, the Soviet ultra-secret Special Forces unit. In 1993, he was demoted by President Yeltsin following his coup d'etat, so he fled the country and became a mercenary. After that, he joined those rent-a-war bastards at Outer Heaven, Inc. He stayed there until he joined us in Foxhound, thanks to a strong recommendation from Revolver Ocelot. He's not just strong, Snake. He's a graduate emeritus from Alaska University, so he's a quick thinker, too. Snake, can you hear me? It's Naomi. Campbell and the others are busy right now. I'm on a different codec. Yes, but not everything I said was a lie. I don't know anything. My parents' face is my name. The name and ID I have now I just bought. But the reason why I study genetics, that was true. That's right. I want to know where I came from. My age, my race, anything. I was found in Rhodesia sometime in the 80s, a dirty little orphan. Yes. Rhodesia was owned by England until 1965, and there were lots of Indian laborers around. That's probably where I got my skin color from, but I'm not even sure about that. Understand who I am now? Why should I? No one else tries to understand me. I was alone for so long, until I met my big brother. And him, yes. Frank Yeager. He was a young soldier when he picked me up near the Zambezi River. I was half dead from starvation, and he shared his rations with me. Yes. Frank Yeager. The man who you destroyed was my brother and my only family.
No. Gray Fox.
We survived that hell together, Frank and I. He protected me. He is everything to me. The only proof I have of my existence. Of my existence as an individual. No. I was in Mozambique when he came, yes. He brought us to this land of freedom, this America. But then he and my brother went back to continue the war. And that's when it happened. You killed my benefactor and sent my brother home a cripple. I vowed revenge and joined Foxhound. I knew it was my best chance to meet you, and I prayed for the day that I would. Yes, I waited 2 long years. Yes, that's right. 2 years. You were all I thought about for 2 long years. Like some kind of twisted obsession. Not exactly. I was partly wrong about you. I'll have my revenge on them too. Dr. Clark? No. That was my brother. Afterward, I covered it up and helped him hide out. I don't think so. I think he just came here to fight you. I wasn't sure before, but now I think I understand. A final battle with you. That's all he lives for. I'm sure of it. About Foxdie? Foxdie is a type of retrovirus that targets and kills only specific people. First, it infects the macrophages in the victim's body. Foxdie contains smart enzymes, created through protein engineering. They're programmed to respond to specific genetic patterns in the cells. Right. They respond by becoming active and using the macrophages. They begin creating TNF-epsilon. It's a type of cytokine, a peptide which causes cells to die. The TNF-epsilon is carried along the bloodstream to the heart, where they attach to the TNF receptors in the heart cells. The heart cells suffer a shock and undergo an extreme apoptosis. Then, the victim dies. What? Listen, Snake. I'm not the one who made the decision to use Foxdie. No. You were injected with Foxdie as a part of this operation. I just wanted to let you know that... No. That's not the whole truth. The real thing that I wanted to tell you was... Snake... Snake. Snake. It's me. I heard... about my brother. Frankie said that. Maybe now he's finally found some peace. My brother was already dying. Ever since he fought with you in Zanzibar land, he's been like a ghost, ghost looking for a place to die. Each person is born with their fate written into their own genetic code, inscribed into their genes. But that's not all there is to life. I finally realized that. I told you before, the reason that I was interested in genes and DNA. Because I wanted to know who I was, where I came from. I thought that if I analyzed my DNA, I could find out who I was, who my parents were. And I thought that if I knew that, then I'd know what path I should take in life. But I was wrong. I didn't find anything. I didn't learn anything. Just like with the genome soldiers, you can input all the genetic information, but that doesn't make them into the strongest soldiers. The most we can say about DNA is that its genetic information houses a person's strengths or destiny. You mustn't allow yourself to be chained to fate, to be ruled by your genes. Humans can choose the type of life they want to live. Snake, whether you've been programmed or not isn't important. The important thing is that you choose life. And then live. Don't you think, Snake? Don't worry. I'm gonna choose life too. Until today, I've always looked for a reason to live. But from now on, I'm going to just live. Genes exist to pass down our hopes and dreams for the future through our children. Living is a link to what will come. All life is tethered to the future. Loving each other, teaching each new generation, then the world can change. I finally realized it. The true meaning of life. Thank you, Snake.